Well, everyone, welcome to Bath and to the conference, the convention. I'm Michael Tsarion, for those who have never heard or seen me before. It's actually only the second time that I've been speaking in Britain. Second presentation, second time in public here. So it's a great personal pleasure for me, and I really want to thank Karen also for inviting me to the event, which is in a wonderful setting, by the way. This is a tremendous history here, as you well know. I hope you get the time to take Daniel's tour around the town and familiarize yourself with the place if you haven't already. And actually, how many actually from the local area? A few, yeah. So most, and how many from outside? Oh, good, because it's a bit hard with the lights to see that. And I've personally been getting some good footage, for the upcoming film I'm doing, Architects of Control. So it's the architecture, and it's really a pleasure to see it. A lot of ancient history here. And Karen has chosen a great lineup of speakers for this event. Some of my personal favorites as well. And of course, these are some of the people that she's featured in her wonderful book, which is available downstairs. I'll try to read some quotes from the book a little bit later if I have the chance. And also, it's a special, it was especially important that she dedicated the book to Patrick McGoohan, the creator of the Prisoner series. I have a picture here for those who maybe not familiar with him. Is that up there? Yeah, good. And this series, it had a great influence on my personal life, but I was walking downtown in Bath the other day and actually saw a corporate logo. Let me see if I can find it. And it absolutely would have made him cringe. I mean, it's a funny old world anyway, and you have to laugh just to keep sane. But this particular logo, let's take a look at this for a minute. Right? I am who I am because of everyone. Now, see, on paper that sounds marvelous, right? Very frou-frou, very trendy, very modern, very collectivist. And as I say, the guy would be turning in his grave, because that's what's happening in today's world. We're dealing with a very much, in fact, you could say that the whole dynamic comes down to the difference between the collective and the individual. And I assume that the people I'm addressing here in the audience today are aware of this, and that you're interested in these particular subjects, and the wider version of alternative research subjects, defines you, or at least it does in my eyes. That, you are aware of that and seeking for that level of individualism. Separation, because we are now living in a situation where the bricks for the global village are being created. And this may only, millions of people walk past these types of mottos, corporate advertisements every day. And that makes them feel fuzzy and warm subliminally. The subtextual messages behind terms like this make the vast majority of people feel good. And we have philosophers, we have entire philosophies from people like Friedrich Hegel who absolutely concluded. And then people like Sigmund Freud and others, basically confirming it in different language later on, that that's in fact what is going on, that there is no such thing as an individual at all. There may not even be anything as individual consciousness. There's only a social persona or social ego. And that's quite frightening. And it gives rise then to thoughts about, well, my goodness, maybe the McGoohans of the world, weren't entirely wrong. And that they were, on the contrary, on the ball. But another thing about shows like that, and from a British context, others as well, like Doctor Who and Blake 7, maybe from an American context, X-Files and V, and many, many others I could mention, films, documentaries. You'd wonder then, wouldn't you, that since 1960s or even the advent of television, why it is that with all these fantastic messages and scenarios and insights and mystical and metaphysical shows and programs, people don't change. It just doesn't get through, and yet you think in that medium, that would be the key medium. It's not necessarily didactic, it's not necessarily declarative, right? It's working with the right brain. How then with this, because not all television is negative, so you want to ask, wouldn't you, why is it that people remain the way they are, in a pretty much unconscious state. Why are the warnings and predictions of shows like that, and the insights that they offer, people just reduce it to fiction, as they've done with the works of Professor Tolkien and Professor Lewis and so many other works? One has to ask a question about that. Why remain indifferent? Why not, fundamentally change? Is it because people really want freedom from freedom? Is it because they're scared to death of what it means to walk the Siddhartha road? Is it because they don't really want truth, justice, and freedom? Now that's a very hard question and controversial one to ask, but everyone here should be asking it, because what happens if the answer happens to be yes? What happens if that is in fact true? Well, then that makes the people here a very select group. And the point I'd like to make is then you better be applauding yourselves, because even to get this far is an enormous success, enormous advancement. It also means that you've probably realized that you are your own teacher and that you are your own pupil, which is a very big step as well. To break through that dynamic, to realize that you are your own priest or your own priestess. There's no teacher, there's nobody teaching you anything, and the fact that you've even got this far implies that you're kind of aware of that. You've brought yourself here, so applaud yourself. And, feel good about that particular fact. It's very necessary in a situation in the world in which we are, where there are unconscious people walking around, and I'm sorry to have to say that, but when you walk around, that's what I see in people's faces and eyes, is an absence, an avoidance, and an escapism, chronically. But from what? Knowledge? No, it's something deeper than that. And reminds me also to say that even the teachers that Karen has assembled here and that turn up at other conferences and so on, these individuals, when we listen to them, are we aware that it's not just intellectual stimulation, it's not just food for the brain? It's something much more. You may be hearing about history, you may be hearing about Egypt, you may be hearing about Atlantis. But we have to fundamentally understand there's something deeper than just the knowledge. And the people who picked up the slack on their own time, they've been courageous, they've been brave, they've had to face the fact, unlike the masses we're talking about, that maybe it's true that every single thing that they've been taught from day one is lies, is falsehood. I have a quote here from, let me see if I can find it. It was actually Godfrey Higgins. Yeah. He was one of the great Victorian scholars, Godfrey Higgins. And he said here that almost all the latter part of my life has been spent unlearning the nonsense I learned in my youth. And that was in the 1900s. So this whole process, that's like almost the first stage, isn't it? That you have to deal with that. You have to have the courage, the mental and intellectual and emotional courage to accept that fact. A lot of people are not going to want to do that. They don't want to have come through and jumped through all the hoops and gone through all of the different academic experiences and learn how to go along to get along and sacrificed just to have merely social and professional approval. They don't want to reach the age of 30 or 40 and then be having to face the fact that maybe everything they know is wrong, or there's a matrix of lies out there, or an architecture of control to keep people in complete complicity and conformity. So again, congratulate yourselves if you've made that transition. But again, that's only part one of the movement. The next one, as I already mentioned, is the state in which you have to dispense basically with external authority. Put no one on a pedestal. In my philosophy, if you put somebody on a pedestal, expect a kick in the face, because that's exactly what you're going to get. In fact, I go further, being basically a sort of disciple of Ayn Rand, I'd say put yourself on a pedestal. If you're going to do that at all, stand up straight. Put yourself there. You are the teacher. You are the shaman. You are the creator, co-creator. And then probably the most important point of all is that we must understand that, okay, there's a nice infatuation with all of these subjects. It's just wonderful,